guys, good morning. So today we're going to be reading in Inside Out and Back again. We're going to read 7 poems. I know that sounds like a lot, but most of them are super short, and it makes more sense if you read a bunch of them together because they go together. All right? So it's kind of like reading a chapter in a book. So our goal is before Christmas, I want us to finish part 2 in the book. It's called At Sea. I totally think we can do it. I know that it seems like a lot, and that some of you are a little overwhelmed by how many poems we read, but I think that we can do it, all right? So we're going to be reading Floating, Slowly, Rations, Routine, Once New, Brother Co's Secret, and Last Respects. So I'm going to go ahead and get started so that we don't spend a ton of time reading. I'm on page 73. I would love for you to read with me. A lot of you said that you liked it when the video is like this, so we're going to do it this way, and I'm going to work on trying to find a way where you can see me but also see the book. Alright, so let's go ahead and start reading Floating. Our ship creeps along the river route without lights, without cooking, without bathrooms. We are told to sip water only when we must, so our bodies can stop needing. Mine won't listen. Mother sighs. I don't blame her. Having a daughter who's either dying of thirst or demanding release, other girls must be made of bamboo, bending whichever way they are told. Mother tells Uncle Son I need a bathroom. We are allowed into the commander's cabin where the bathroom is. So white and clean, so worth the embarrassment. So remember, they're on a boat, and they're kind of all packed into the bottom of a boat. So in the bottom of a boat, there's usually 1 or 2 really big rooms. And so they're probably in this really big room with a bunch of other people, and there's not a bathroom, there's nowhere to go. And they don't know how long they'll be there, so they're telling them to drink water slowly so they can keep their water and their food for as long as possible. All right, let's read slowly on 57. 75, not 57. I'm sorry. I nibble on the last clump of cooked rice from my sack. Hard and moldy, yet chewy and sweet inside. I chew each grain. Slowly. I hear others chew, but have never seen anyone actually eating. No one has offered to share what I smell. Sardines, dried drain, salted eggs, toasted sesame. I lean forward toward the family next to me. Mother firmly shakes her head. She looks so sad as she pats my head. So nobody can share food. You can only eat what your family brought. Rations. On the 3rd day, we join the sea toward Thailand. The commander says it's safe enough for his men to cook, for us to go above deck, for all to smile a little. He says there's enough rice and water for 3 weeks, but rescue should happen much earlier. Do not worry. Ships from all countries are looking out for us. Morning, noon, and night, we each get 1 clump of rice. Small, medium, large, according to our height. Plus 1 cup of water no matter our size. The first hot bite of freshly cooked rice, plump and nutty, makes me imagine the taste of ripe papaya, although one has nothing to do with the other. Mother cannot allow idle children, hers or anyone else's. After 1 week on the ship, Brother Quang begins English lessons. I wish he would keep it to, "How are you? This is a pin." But when an adult is not there, he says, "We must consider the shame of abandoning our own country and begging toward the unknown, where we will all begin at the lowest level on the societal scale." It's better in the afternoons with Brother Vu, who just wants us to do front kicks and back kicks, at times adding 1-2 punches. Brother Co gets to monitor lines for the bathroom, where bottoms stick out to the sea, behind blankets billowing in the wind. When not in class, I have to stay within sight of Mother like a baby. Mother gives me her writing pad. Write tiny. There is but one pad. Writing becomes boring, so I draw over my word. Pouches of pan-fried shredded coconut, tamarind paste on banana leaf, steamed corn on the cob, rounds of fried dough, wedges of pineapple on a stick, and of course, cubes of papaya, tender and shiny. Mother smooths back my hair, knowing the pain of a girl who loves snacks but is stranded on a ship. So they're doing school on the ship with teenagers. So one of them is teaching them English because he learned it at school. One of them is teaching karate. And the other one of her brothers is in charge of making sure that the bathrooms are working the way they should. So now on 82, we're going to read Once New. Water, 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 everywhere. Making me think land is just something I once knew. Like napping on a hammock, bathing without salt, watching Mother write, laughing for no reason, kicking up powdery dirt, and wearing clean night clothes, smelling of the sun. Brother Co's secret on 83. Brother Co stinks. We can't ignore it. He stews and sweats in a jacket he won't take off. Forced to sponge wipe twice a day, he wraps the jacket around his waist. He keeps clutching something in the left pocket where the stench grows. Neighbors complain, even the ones 8 mats away, saying it's bad enough being trapped in putrid hot air made from fermented bodies and oily sweat. Must everyone also endure something rotten? So what they mean is that none of them have been able to take a bath the whole time they've been on the ship, right? They can't shower, they don't have a way to clean their clothes, and we can only assume they've been on a boat for several weeks. So they're all pretty stinky because they haven't had a bath in weeks, and they haven't had clean clothes in weeks. And now they're smelling something in her brother's pocket. Brother Vu holds Brother Co down and forces him to open his hand. A flattened chick lies crooked, neck dangling off his palm. The chick had not a chance after we shoved for hours to board. Brother Co screams, kicks everything off our mats. Brother Quang carries him above deck, quiet. So the chicken that he was raising in Vietnam, he tried to bring with him, and they ended up accidentally killing it when they were coming onto the boat, and he doesn't want to get rid of it because it's the last thing he has to remind him of home. So we're going to read one more poem for today, and then I'm going to explain your homework. On page 85, Last Respects. After 2 weeks at sea, the commander calls all of us above deck for a formal lowering of our yellow flag with 3 red stripes. South Vietnam no longer exists. One woman tries to throw herself overboard, screaming that without a country she cannot live. As they wrestle her down, a man stabs his heart with a toothbrush. I don't know them, so their pain seems unreal. Next to Brother Co's, whose eyes are wild as those of his broken chick. I hold his hand. Come with me. He doesn't resist. Alone at the back of the ship, I open Mother's white handkerchief. Inside lies my mouse-bitten doll, her arms wrapped around the limp, fuzzy body of his chick. I tie it all into a bundle. Brother Co nods and I smile, but I regret not having my doll as soon as the white bundle sinks into the sea. So to make her brother feel better, they throw the 2 last things they have to remind them of home into the ocean. His chicken and her doll. So for homework, I'll also write this so you can see it. But for homework, what I want you to think about is 2 questions. The first one, I want you to write 2 to 3 sentences telling me why you think the chick and the doll were so important to them. So why did they matter so much? So 2 to 3 sentences about that. And then 2 to 3 sentences summarizing what's happening in the book so far. So I just want to make sure that you understand what's going on. I know that normally we have questions, but since we're reading so many poems, I didn't want to give you, like 5 questions for each poem. So we are going to be doing some writing for a little while, and then we'll go back to questions probably. We'll see how it goes. All right? So I will type those for you to see, and I would like for you to answer them in complete sentences, and let me know if you need any help with anything. All right? Have a good day, guys. I'll talk to you tomorrow.